Greetings everyone, welcome to Valiant Lifestyle Design. My name is Val, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about spirituality and why it forms the core of my lifestyle program. Now, first of all, what is spirituality? Now, that is an incredibly difficult question for me to answer, seeing as there are so many different approaches from all over the world concerning this topic. However, if I was to distill it to one simple principle, it would be the concept of connecting to something higher than yourself. It is said that we are spiritual beings leading a human existence. However, unfortunately, many of us have forgotten that this is the case. So in this modern day and age, it is now more important than ever to take time out of your day, to set your ego aside and connect to something greater than yourself. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, first of all, it confers many great benefits to your life. If you do not have a spiritual practice, what tends to happen is that you operate from your ego consciousness. And our ego consciousness, unfortunately, is limited. And when we are acting from a limited space, there is only so much we can do because we are stuck in the box of the ego. However, when we are connecting to a higher power, we are drawing from the infinite. Something greater than ourselves is operating within us. As a result, we find ourselves more in a flow with life. We find ourselves more present in the everyday. We notice that things are not happening to us, but are actually happening for us, for our development. We become more process-oriented beings versus outcome-oriented beings, which means that we do everything that we do for its own reward. We are not looking to reward ourselves for carrying out anything. That means we are fully involved in whatever duty we are carrying out at that moment, whether it be working out, whether it be cooking, whether it be having a conversation with our friend over coffee, or sealing a business deal. We are fully there. We're not thinking about anything else. And what you're going to start to notice is you seeing the world differently. You are going to start hearing messages from the universe, and you are going to start feeling completely different about yourself. You're going to feel much less alone. Now, there are many different techniques for connecting with our inherent spirituality. Prayer, meditation, visualization, ecstatic dance. These are just to name a few. It is much less important what you use than is it working for you. Every individual is going to have their own unique spiritual journey. And in my coaching program, we explore some of your blind spots and assign certain techniques to you so that you can work on these shadow aspects. As a result, making you a much more well-rounded individual. Taking a page out of the book of Carl Jung's philosophy of exploring the shadow, the disowned parts of ourselves that we refuse to look at. So the reason I see spirituality as the crux of my program is simply because it is the glue that holds everything else together. Whenever we are trying to enact a new habit or a new routine, it is going to be the belief that we are doing this for a higher purpose that is going to keep us on track. Because as I said before, if we are operating from our ego consciousness, what we are actually doing is we are making things a lot more difficult for ourselves. Because we are acting from a limited place. However, if we see ourselves as having a higher purpose, as operating for a reason larger than ourselves, then doing the hard things, or the things that we label as hard, becomes easy. A great example of this would be somebody who doesn't like to exercise. They are operating from that limited space. And even if they force themselves to start to exercise, most likely they're always going to snap back. So rather than operating from that limited space, we are going to operate from something that is not so limited. One thing to note about spiritual practice is it is just that. It is a practical experience. It is not something that you can simply read about or acquire from a book. It is best tackled with consistent everyday devotion if for you to even begin to see results. Think about it as starting a relationship. The relationship in the beginning is going to be very different from the relationship 3 months in. You get to know each other better, you understand each other's patterns. Therefore, connecting to your higher power will be very much the same. Now, here is where the great paradox of spirituality comes in. The less connected you are to yourself, the less connected you will be to the world around you and to your higher power. Therefore, many of these practices are really focused on getting more acquainted with yourself. As the ancients said, know thyself. Thank you very much for being part of my spiritual journey, and I hope that what I have said has shone some light onto what I believe to be the core of my program, as this program is all about connection, getting connected to yourself, getting connected to higher power, getting connected to your body, getting connected to people. This is what life is about, and if any part of your life is not in alignment, then you will find that other things start to fall out of alignment as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.